There was a twist in the title race last time out as leaders Arsenal finally dropped points and finally conceded a couple of goals. There's been bad news as well during the international break, with Gabriel picking up a thigh injury, ruling him out of a huge run of games, which starts with Sunday's North London derby.
Yeah, Gabriel unfortunately picked up an injury with the Brazilian national team, and he's going to be out for weeks.
Can you give us any more clarity?
No, we need to have another scan. I think it's next Wednesday, and we'll have the timeline probably much more clear than we have at the moment.
It's clearly a blow, but have you ever felt more comfortable about the players that you can actually bring in and the options that you have when you have injuries like this?
Yeah, it's clearly a blow because it's our leader in our backline, and to missing obviously is never a positive thing. The good thing, as you mentioned, is that we have very good options, and people have to stand up now and do the job.
Riccardo Calafiori missed the Italy games. Is he okay?
Yeah, he missed it. He wasn't available. He's been carrying a few things, and we have to bring him back. And he hasn't trained yet, so tomorrow we have another training session and see how he is.
What chance the other injuries that you've had in Gyokeres, Martinelli, and the other longer-term ones in Jesus, Havertz, Madueke, and have I missed anyone there?
So, yeah, we put a lot of energy during the international break with all the medical staff as well to try to bring them as quick as possible. So tomorrow we have another training session, see how some of them are feeling, whether it's a bit too close to bring them in this game or we feel that they can have a contribution in the game. So tomorrow we'll have more clarity.
So there is a possibility some of them could be in the squad?
Yeah, well, I'm hopeful that we can make another step tomorrow, but certainly I cannot tell you.
And you can tell us the names of those?
No. I can, but I'm not going to do it.
I know we've spoken about the North London derby before, but I mean, you've managed the North London derby, you've played in some of the most ferocious derbies in world football. What makes this one so unique, so special for you?
It's just different. I mean, it's a big city, but it's a big rivalry. It's a part of London that we want to conquer. They want to do the same. There's been a lot of shifts as well over the years as well, who's been more dominant, and it's just beautiful, especially when we play at home in front of our people. We know what it means to them and the energy that they're going to bring, the energy that the team is going to bring in every single action, and it's just a privilege to play those kind of games. So we cannot wait to get to Sunday.
You mentioned the fans, and it obviously means so much to them, to both sets of fans. But how big a challenge is it to separate what their needs are and trying to focus on what is just a game that you want to win and you must win to get 3 points?
It's about bringing it into the table. That's the context of the game, and that's a superpower. You know, when you have everybody playing with that passion and with their emotion with the team every single ball, it makes a difference. And we've been very privileged the way that the fans have been with us at the Emirates, and especially against our rivals. And on Sunday, I'm sure that the team is going to behave and make them very proud.
You mentioned the recent record. It has been very good from your perspective. 5 wins and a draw in your last 6 North London derbies. Can you put your finger on why the record has been so good? Have you been able to separate the actual occasion with the actual game?
Yeah, it's a game that emotionally requires something else, and you cannot be too hype, but at the same time, that game demands that in every ball, in every action, you have to be at it a bit more than in any other game. And we have found a really good balance. Obviously, we played well. Sometimes we have decided to win. Sometimes we've been a bit lucky as well to win. That's fair as well to say. So on Sunday, we need a really, really good performance to beat them.
I wonder, Michael, if you've seen Wayne Rooney's comments about his 3 outstanding players of the season so far.
No.
Semenyo was one.
Good.
Brian Mbeumo was one.
Okay.
Victor Gyokeres was the 3rd one.
That one is very good.
I just following up on that, and he has come under a bit of criticism. Can you allow yourself a little smile like you're doing now?
Well, I'm really glad that this is coming from someone like Wayne, his experience and the kind of player that he was. I'm sure it then is not just related to the goals that he has scored, but the contribution to the team a number 9 can do, and the impact that Victor has in our team. His work rate, the way he opens the spaces for other people, the time that he generates for us, and then as well the level of threat that he's brought to the team, which is magnificent. So really happy to hear that.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks very much. We'll go to Jake from PLE.
Hi.
Hi.
How different a challenge, though, is Tottenham this season than they were last season, do you think?
Well, I think every game is very different, and in the same season as well, depending on the momentum of each team, the games are very, very different. I think Thomas has brought something very different to what they had before as well, and you just have to see his record and how remarkable job he did in his previous club, and he's given a very clear identity to the team, how they want to play, how they want to compete, and it will be very tough.
Some people have suggested that where they are in the Premier League table has maybe flattered them based on how they've played. What are your thoughts on that?
I think when you start to be in the part of the season that we are, I think you have to really earn the right to be where you are. And I think they've done a lot of very, very good things that they deserve to win. They won in some tough places as well. The record away from home has been very impressive as well. So you need to merit that. Nobody gives you anything in this league.
Manchester City play tomorrow night, obviously ahead of you. If they win, they'll be 1 point behind you. Do you feel them kind of coming after you there?
No, everybody's going to try to win every game, the same as we are going to do. We just have to go game by game, control the things that we can do, prepare very well tomorrow. For Sunday, we have a beautiful game ahead of us, and that's what we can control. And
just lastly, a big opportunity for whoever you decide to play in place of Gabriel.
Yes, for sure, and that's what we're looking for. And the good thing is that we have rotate and play players in different positions very, very early in the season, and whoever plays is going to be ready to do that.
Quite a list.
Yeah, they are good, most of them. I'm just thinking, you said Pape trained today, is ready, available. Lucas trained today, ready, available. What was that? That was Kolmoani, yes, trained today. Available, of course, have a mask you need to play with. And Dom is not ready yet. I think he also had an article recently where he spoke about it. So we are very, as I said, it's the same, very aware that when we put him out there, we want to be absolutely sure that, as sure as we can be, that no setback going forward. So and I'm comfortable he will soon. But I'll be ready, but I will not put a time frame on it.
Number of London clubs consider Spurs as their big derby, but this one here, without doubt, is the big one, Arsenal. When you took this job, did you know about the importance of this rivalry, and how excited are you? I know you've played them in a friendly, but this is the real one. Yeah,
this is the real one. Super excited. Of course, before I stepped into the club, of course I knew about the North London derby, but it's when you are in it, you sense it and feel that this is important. You feel from the fans, you feel from the staff members, the players, the people that's been working here for years. This is the big one. I always say the next one is the next game is the most important game, and we'll always have that. But I'm very, very, very aware there's 2 games in a year that's even more important, and this is the first of them. And we're ready. We're up for it. We are looking forward to it, and we'll do everything we can to win.
6 years ago, Spurs appointed Jose Mourinho. A few days later, Arsenal appointed Mikel Arteta. He said then trust the process. He was ridiculed a little bit then, but in fairness, they look very, very strong now. Do you envisage it taking 6 years to get the squad you want here, or do you reckon it'll be done less?
I think it's a good example that of a club that have stick, how can I say, to the process and stick to. I would say it's not only. I know it's Mikel in charge, me in charge, but it's there's so many more people working, but sticking to what we believe in over a longer period. I think 6 years is very rare you get that long in football. I also think it's fair to say that it took probably 3 seasons for Arteta, so the 4th season, that's where he competed. Now he's in the 7th season, so he's really, really ready to compete in his 4th season. So he took over, then 2 full seasons, then the 4th one. So I think that's how you should see it. And then we know the difference between having ultimate success to win something or not is like this, and you need margins. But the process is the most important thing.
Do you have a book coming out soon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. People must judge that, yeah.
Well, Gabriel is missing at a time when Arsenal have historically struggled in the Premier League. They average 1.6 points a game in November. That's their worst record of any month of the year. And things only improved slightly in December and January. So Arsenal will be very keen to get Gabriel back. It's tough viewing that. Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, that's hard looking, especially that run of games that we've got coming up in November. But Tim, how big of a blow is it, Arsenal losing Gabriel at this point?
It's massive. If you would have asked Thomas Frank or any Tottenham fan which player they'd like to take out of the Arsenal lineup at this present moment in time, it would be Gabriel. So they got their wish. I'm not saying that it's going to make it. It's going to make certainly going to make the game easier for them, but. Yeah. He's the most important player for Arsenal at the moment. I believe that from the beginning of the season to where we are at the moment.
Wow, you think he's that influential? I'm really intrigued by that. You think that out of all the players...
I really do, in both boxes. In both boxes. You know how dominant they are at set pieces. The delivery is absolutely paramount importance, which is fantastic. But Gabriel attacks the ball for his life. Yeah. You know, there's no one who can stand in his way. And they're going to miss him in both boxes. If they can't break down Tottenham are not going to come out and play against Arsenal. They're going to sit back. They're going to need to find a way if it's not going to be from set pieces. But, you know, they've got options now. They've got a strong squad. They bought well, more balance to the squad. So they have to find a solution. You know, it's not easy to win Premier Leagues.
Yeah, I mean, with Gabriel, though, you know, as Tim said, Julia, he is so key. You've seen his rise from coming from Ligue 1 with Lille to Arsenal. The big question, I guess, for Arsenal fans would be who comes in for him.
Yeah, and I think there's depth in the squad. Tim just said it, Arteta said it as well. I think he will play left-footer instead of moving Mosquera, who had replaced Saliba before this season, but he's a right-footer. I think he'll be in Capie or Calafiori, that you can move out from left-back to left centre-back position. I think he will leave Calafiori if he's fit enough to start the game at left back like he has all season, and Nkapie will just come in and play for Gabriel. Nkapie is a very good player. It's just we haven't seen him much so far in the Premier League because there hasn't been that many opportunities for him to play. But he's a really good international player, Champions League pedigree, German league winner with Bayer Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. So there's a great player there. It's not Gabriel, of course, and it's not the same understanding with Saliba because they've never played together. But he's a very good defender.
That was another point that I wanted to bring up. I guess you also watch William Saliba so much. You know, you watch his international games with France. What's the difference in a Saliba next to Gabriel and a Saliba with someone else?
I don't think there's that much difference. It's just that him and Gabriel know each other so well. They speak in French on the pitch. They see a lot of each other off the pitch as well. They spend a lot of that time together. They can play with each other, their eyes closed. It's that different. Even what he has with France, with Upamecano, for example, is not as good as what he has with Gabriel. Reason. So again, Nkapie coming in or Calafiori, it's a different partnership. It's a different player, different style to Gabriel. They will have to get used to each other very, very quickly. Yeah. But at that level, when you're that good, really, they could almost play next to you and. Okay. Next to me, man.
I think you haven't seen me. They're the best partnership. They're the best partnership in the Premier League. Yeah. And I think they have been from the start of the season. They've been outstanding. And I disagree. I just don't think you can play just on your own. You're going to be a good player. Of course he's a good player, but I think it is the partnership. It's how they work it together. You look at Van Dijk now. You know, Konate's not doing it. Yeah. So Van Dijk's not looking as good. I think the next two in line are Romero and Mickey van der Ven.
Here we go.
Of course it would be. Of course it would be. Gabriel is a big blow, but Eberechi Eze could have been lining up in the white of Tottenham this season, in the red of Arsenal on Sunday. He's been speaking to actor and Arsenal fan Idris Elba.
Sitting there with the one and only Eze, you know.
Yes,
how you feeling, man?
I'm good, thank you, man. Very good.
It's so good to see you. Congratulations on everything. I want to say that first of all.
Thank
Congratulations. What a time to be alive. Tell me something. So, this year, you kicked off Arsenal. First time we saw you coming out of the tunnel, everyone was smiling. How was that feeling for you, man?
Coming out. Special. It was a bit of a manic day because it was like getting stuff sorted, even allow that to happen. So to get there, to experience that, my family to be there as well, to enjoy the moment. Something I will remember forever, man.
You get a phone call, and it's Mikel. Like, talk me through that. How did what, was you in the car? Was you at home? Where was you? How did it work?
So we had our first call. I was on holiday at the time.
Where?
I was in Mallorca.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just standard,
Just chilling,
by the beach. Who is it?
recovering.
Oh, it's McKenna. Is it? Oh,
Not quite like that.
but I'm an actor, innit? I'm doing better shit.
But yeah, I had the call, and it was just like, the moment I spoke to him, I knew there's no other option. I need to be at this club. So of course, being an Arsenal supporter, you want to play there, but then knowing what that would do for me as a player, because there's the fan and wanting Arsenal to do well, but then as a player, I know that I'm on my journey and wanting to be the best, and to see he's got something that could charge me and make me better and improve me and help me grow as a player and a person.
Did he give you a sense of like what he kind of envisioned how you fit into the team? Did he give you that sense?
Yeah, he gave me a clear picture of how I would fit into this group, how not even just as a player, but then as a character, the type of culture they've got here, and how it would help me and how I would help the place. For me, it was so much deeper than football, which is why, this is just, it's so exciting to be part of this and to know we can affect something. Been at Crystal Palace for 5 seasons, and I'd got to a point where I feel like I achieved something incredible with them. So to win the FA Cup with them was something that's like...
amazing.
They haven't won a competition, anything in the history of the club. So to be able to be part of that and to do that, for me, it was like the perfect way to send off.
He was incredible. He was incredible there, and you're incredible here. Derby this weekend. First one, how you feeling?
Good, man. Watched it many times. Watched it many
like
times.
This. All
over the place.
I know, man. I know.
No, it'll be fun. This will be, again, something I've been looking forward to. I'm sure it's going to be a good one as well.
Historically, like, the derbies have been hit or miss, you know? You might not know where it's going to go. And the team's super confident right now. We're doing really well. What's the energy around this particular
I think
game?
there's a energy around, and there's a confidence in what we're building, what we're doing. So, again, every game we play, we want to win. We want to. We know what we're capable of, and I feel like that's the main thing: imposing ourselves on every game. Of course, it's an NLD, and it's important and it's big, but the principles are the same.
That was cool. That was very cool. A big thanks to Idris for joining the Sky Sports team this week. He'll be back on your screens in January when Hijack returns. Now, as for Tottenham, they may have missed out on Eze, but they did sign Kudus, who's quickly established himself as their biggest attacking threat. And he's been speaking to our reporter, Sam Obaseki, ahead of his first taste of a North London derby.
Asked of you anything in particular? Obviously, we've seen you started really well. The fans have taken to you well as well. Is it more of what you've just been doing, or has he changed your game a little bit?
Firstly, he's playing me in the position definitely I see myself developing in. And yeah, he demands a lot as well from me, everyone on the pitch. From how we play, you can see how we press a lot. Also offensively and defensively, as an offensive player, there's a lot you need to do more off the ball as well if you want to play. So, yeah, still learning and still trying to adapt to the style of play, me and the whole team, because we all just started this season together. So we're just trying to help each other and then help grow and understand each other even better. But, yeah, it's been a pleasure working with him already, and I look forward to more times with him and then achieving a lot with him also.
Amazing. And do you feel like you still have that freedom, the freedom to express yourself on the pitch? I know sometimes when players move from a club to another club where the defenders defend differently, it might take time to adjust, but how have you found it?
I think that's one of the big highlights for me. With the way I understand and see the game and how I want to play, there's a freedom in the final third to be as creative as I want to be and can be, So I'm not restricted in me, which is something I really love about how I play. And obviously just find the right time to do the stuff I want to do in the opposition third.
You've got a big game coming up next, North London derby. And we know that Arsenal obviously are doing really well, not conceding that many goals. We know that you're one of the key players for Spurs going forward. Have you seen anything in their team that you think you can exploit or get into?
We will see that after the game, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be a nice game to play. Yeah, so focus on the weekend and see how it goes on the weekend.
So focus on the weekend, but Tim, let's look at Spurs. I mean, they're currently fifth, but the fans, they're still not really sold on Thomas Frank, are they?
No, they're not. It's because of their form at home. It's not been good enough. You know, not been entertaining. They haven't been picking up results. The fans will tolerate no matter how you play. They did it with Jose, they did it with Antonio Conte. If you're winning every week, as soon as the results start dipping, like they have with Tottenham, especially at home, then they start looking at being entertained and the performances, and it's not been good enough. And I can't really put my finger on it.
They're fifth, and they was 17th.
They're fifth, but I can understand why. I mean, I did that game against Man United. They were both as poor as each other. I mean, it was a very poor 2-2. But on the other hand, you've got to take them away from home, like they're going to the Emirates. It's going to be difficult. They make it difficult. They play on a counter attack. They're not under as much pressure to play a certain way, like the home fans bring. They can play how they want. They can suck up the possession. They can suffer. They don't mind suffering out without the ball. Then they've got pace. They've got likes of Kudus, who's been refreshing. He's picked up a few injuries, but when he's played, he's been, you know, I think he's been a plus. He's not been outstanding. I don't think he's ever going to be outstanding. I think he's not consistent enough to be that man. But he has moments, and hopefully he can have a moment at the weekend.
I mean, looking at Spurs, though, you know, and going back to what you were talking about with Thomas Frank, this is Spurs' first season without both Son and Kane, who were their goal scorers. And they've had injuries to Maddison, Solanke, Kulusevski all season. Yeah. Is it too early to judge Thomas Frank?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Yeah, we've got to give him the time to be able to do it and get them players back, because it helps with Kulusevski. I think he's got a load of flavour, and certainly Maddison has as well. They can make you play. They can give you a little bit more control in the game. At the moment, they're playing. They're all similar. They're wide. I've said it before. Xabi Simons they was bringing in. I wasn't convinced. I was here when he come in, because I felt it was similar to Odegaard. It was similar to Tell. It was similar to what they've already got. Kudus has come in. I thought he was quite similar, but he's a little bit more personality. I think he takes the game to the opposition a little bit more, and he's got more end product. Centre forwards, they've had injuries to Solanke, you said that. Richarlison's like hit and miss, you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes he's a 10 out of 10 and sometimes he's a 2 out of 10. You know, it's just, you've got to take the rough with the smooth with him. So I haven't been really impressed with Tottenham, even though their position in the league is fine at the moment. What is success for Tottenham at the end of the season? They've had the Europa League success, they've had the Open Tour top bus, they've tasted it. If they was to finish outside of European places, and which is very,
Champions
very...
League or European
European places.
Outside
Champions League, sorry. Outside, fourth or fifth, I think, possibly.
Top 5.
Then it would be a failure if they didn't win a domestic trophy. They've already lost the biggest game of the season, which was the Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup. For me, that was a huge game of football. They had to win that. It was away from home, but they got beat. So I think they're up against it to have a successful season, because the only thing the Tottenham fans will see as a success is to finish in the Europa League or Champions League. Sorry, Europa League will not tick the box for them.
What have you made of Julian? What have you made of Thomas Frank and Spurs so far? I think the Spurs fans are a little bit too harsh on him.
I don't know if this. I think Tim said it really well. He's a pragmatic coach. So I think the structure came first, although they considered a bit lately. But certainly, I think they would be solid first and foremost, and then they would probably play a bit more with the ball. I think the Son and Kane point is very interesting, because they knew for a long time that Son would not be there. Yeah. And yet they waited the last day of the transfer window to sign Colomwani on loan, who is not really the answer. We talk about Richarlison and Solanke. Colomwani is another one. He's not world class. He's a good player. If you play on his strength, he will give you a lot, as we saw in the Champions League game against Copenhagen, for example. Yeah. But he's still not Brazilian Ronaldo either. So I think in the recruitment in the summer, I think there's question to be asked over what the club did at the time. We said they missed out on Eze, for example, and things like that. I think there's a lot of questions mark over that. But now he's got these squads. I think they will improve. He needs more energy, I feel, from the fans. And I know it's difficult at home, but he feeds off energy. Frank. That's what he did at Brentford. And even from the players, sometimes I feel like they're not really responding in terms of energy in the way he would like them to.
This game on Sunday, it is massive.
It's the biggest game.
It is the biggest game. And for this Tottenham side, and for the players that are injured and currently the squad that they've got, are we going to see a bit of a scrap? Is this going to be a proper battle? Is that how they're going to get through this game?
I'm not sure you're allowed to do that anymore in the modern day.
But do you know what I mean, though? Is it going to be one of those, backs against the walls? Exactly. Is it going to be?
It will be a low block. Yeah. It will be you break us down and we'll try and catch you on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be. Long throws, set pieces. I mean, Thomas has said it in his press conference today. If we can nullify them on set pieces, we're half the battle. Now, they're good at set pieces as well, Tottenham. They've got their own threats. And Gabriel missing is going to be a huge blow for Arsenal. But Arsenal they want to go out there and put a performance on. You cannot underestimate how big this game of football is for Arsenal. If they've got aspirations to go and win the Premier League, they have to win this game, in my opinion. Not because of the points total, because what it would mean. On the back of drawing a game at Sunderland when everyone expected them to win, to lose a North London derby, the cloud what would come over the Emirates would be huge. You've got forget the Bayern Munich game. Yeah. They will qualify through the group anyway. Chelsea coming after that. This would be huge. If they lose, it could end up in a couple. It spirals. It snowballs into something serious. They'll still be there or thereabouts, but everyone same old thing. Arsenal bottled it. Can't play without Gabriel. Yeah. The same old question marks will be coming into play.
Look at this. Tim really trying. He knows Mikel's watching the show today, doesn't he? He knows it. Now, as ever on Premier League Friday, we want you to get